to talk about this. UFC agrees to groundbreaking $7.7 billion deal with Paramount and CBS, ditching pay-per-view model. Don't look.
Yes.
Yeah, don't look now. So
I'm not looking.
The photos, and that meme. First off, shout out to you. Great idea for the meme.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, perfect meme for this situation.
Right.
5K likes.
Okay.
Almost 60,000 views.
Wow. All right.
Hundreds of comments, hundreds of favorites, reposts, the whole thing. So that was a good meme. Meme did well over on the TikTok.
Okay.
But yeah, big day.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Big day for UFC news.
UFC news, yeah.
Dana White announces. I mean, dude, they went on like a full press tour. Dana White was on Pat McAfee's show.
Talking about it? I haven't seen it yet.
The president of TKO was on CNBC.
Okay.
Like the business side, talking the business side of it. I mean, they like strategically announced this today and lined up, multiple media appearances for the higher ups. So yeah, big day. So anyway, let's get it right into that real quick.
We'll start with that because that's hot topic news.
Yeah, I want to talk about this. UFC agrees to groundbreaking $7.7 billion deal with Paramount and CBS, ditching pay-per-view model.
Yeah, 7 years, so $1.1 billion a year.
So it is. I will tell you that is what obviously the average annual cost is, but it does say the payment structure is weighted, with Paramount paying less money early in the deal.
Okay.
So less money per year early, and then that seventh year must be like $2 billion, $3 billion.
Yeah. Okay.
Which makes sense because that's probably, it'll be more popular in 7 years than it is now.
Oh, for sure. It's going to take some adjustment periods too from everyone. You know what I'm saying? Because to be fair, dude, before this, I don't even know the last time I clicked on Paramount Plus.
Oh, really? I watch Paramount Plus almost every night.
Really?
I do, actually. So there's a bunch of really good shows on Paramount Plus. Yellowstone is on Paramount Plus if you've never watched that. Landman, which just came out last year or early this year, is on Paramount Plus. And all of those like Taylor Sheridan shows, so like anything in that Yellowstone universe.
Yeah.
1883 and the 1922, I think, is the other one. There's also a show that was on CBS. It's on Paramount Plus now called SEAL Team that I've been binging.
Yeah, that's one I need to watch. I've heard about that.
Golly. Bravo Team. Let's go, baby. So yeah, I've been and they just bought South Park. So South Park is exclusively on Paramount Plus as well.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, so they're making moves. But what's interesting even about this, when we talk about the money for a second, before we get into specifics on what this will mean for fans and fights and all the other details, this is just the U.S. rights.
Yeah.
This is just streaming in the United States. The deal is only for UFC's U.S. rights. Paramount is interested in buying the company's international rights when they become available, it said in Monday's release.
So what does that mean for like UK or China?
Yeah, so obviously we're not over there. I think they've been watching on ESPN.
Have to, right?
I would assume, but I know like some countries that's not the case. Like not many, but some that's not the case. There's like weird network things or whatever, but yeah, so I don't really know what that means for them. I don't think they know yet, or at least it was not announced yet what like the UFC will be doing internationally.
Because I feel like internationally it's just as big.
Oh yeah. I mean, arguably bigger. Because you're thinking the entire world compared to the United States.
Yeah, we ain't even got a freaking American champion right now. So it's like,
right.
I mean, besides Kayla Harrison, besides Kayla Harrison, outside of that, we ain't got nobody,
Yeah. Yeah. So dude, listen, this is huge. Also, ditching pay-per-view model.
Yeah, so that's an interesting topic right there, because I think a lot of questions streamline to fighter pay. How is that going to be?
So let's go through this. All UFC events, including 13 numbered shows and 30 fight nights, will be included as part of a normal subscription with Paramount Plus. Select numbered events will be simulcast on CBS, which the TKO president on CNBC said 4. And I think Dana White also might have mentioned that as well. So
four quote unquote
numbered events
will be on CBS.
On CBS, the White House being one of them.
Oh, okay.
July 4th, live on CBS from the White House lawn, baby.
That's
holy shit. That's huge, dude.
That is crazy.
Like, what the fuck time are we living in right now? It's bananas. I will say this, just for anybody that is curious that hears that 13 and 30 number. So projected for 2025, the UFC is projected to have 32 fight night events, non-pay-per-view or non-numbered events, 32, which they also had 32 in 2024 as well. Okay, so right on par pretty much, yeah, you're not gaining or losing really any number of events that you've already had.
But here's something else to keep into consideration. This is only a U.S. deal. So those 13 numbered events, some of those events were in Abu Dhabi.
But they were streamed in U.S. It's not like it's their stream.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. So they can still host events anywhere. It's just only streaming rights will be on Paramount Plus in the U.S.
In the U.S., yeah. So they're going to have 13 numbered events and 30 fight nights.
Got it. So
which is pretty much on par for what we've had over the last few years, which, I know you agree with me because we've talked about this in length. Many people don't like, they think that you should have less events and heavier cards or whatever, but I don't know. I disagree. Just give me a fight to watch every Saturday.
Yeah, for sure.
So in this way, we'll have 9 Saturdays roughly throughout the year where there's no fights.
Sheesh.
The other 43 Saturdays there will be UFC.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So that stays the same. Obviously under UFC's previous rights deal with ESPN, premium events could only be viewed via pay-per-view. Fans looking to watch UFC events under their current deal, which we'll see on Saturday, which we'll talk about that event after this. You have to have the ESPN Plus subscription, and then you pay an additional $79.99 for the main card of the pay-per-view UFC 319. It'll be that way. So for the rest of the calendar year of 2025, we'll stay on ESPN Plus. We'll stay with the pay-per-view model, and then beginning in January of 2026, starting in 2026, all fans will need to watch UFC events is a subscription to Paramount Plus. That's all you'll need. $12.99. I believe they even have a more basic one for like $8. So that's wild.
I wonder if it'll limit it to the $12.99 one though.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people, that's what a lot of people are saying. But here's another interesting tidbit for all of the skeptics out there that are saying that this will raise prices of Paramount Plus. Obviously, not a big soccer guy.
Yeah, I'll admit exclusive rights to
La Liga. Yeah. Like some of the biggest, some of the biggest soccer leagues in the world stream exclusively on Paramount Plus. Which I would venture to say they do some numbers.
Sure.
And that has not affected their price there. So
I wonder if this is like his way of like eliminating free streaming and just saying, hey, we're giving you the most affordable option available, and it's going to skyrocket the numbers. Paramount Plus is going to reach an all-time, high, whatever. And then they'll just find a way to make it profitable.
Yeah. So so the TKO president on CNBC did mention like really the two things that were important to them were obviously the financial side of it, getting, the money for what they think it's worth, which is understandable.
Yep.
And then it being accessible to as many people as possible. So what they think that they've done here, especially with Paramount, and then getting rid of pay-per-view, and then having a number of events on CBS, is that you're going to have what were pay-per-view events available on CBS, which, like, you're going to get so many more eyeballs on that event compared to what you would have had before. And they mentioned when they were under ESPN Plus and Disney, where they tried to do those events on ABC, they did 2. They've done two a year on ABC, and those were fight nights, not numbered events, which obviously under the pay-per-view model, you're not going to do numbered events on, a channel like ABC to where everybody can see it. So I think it kind of solves that problem too. Like, it gives them the opportunity. But yeah, so the question, and nobody really seems to have an answer to as of yet, is the fighter pay.
Yeah, how will that work?
It's a big question for me. I mean, immediately, obviously I fancy this show and podcast fan first, but head to head, and if not right there with fighter first, care about our boys. And if you're a champion in the UFC who's getting pay-per-view points, you're obviously not getting that anymore. So they're going to have to restructure that deal somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like, there's going to have to be a lot of new contract negotiations and
I mean,
kind of touch some things up.
Right. Like, what does, like, I don't know how that, like, pay-per-view points is easy to me. That makes sense mathematically. So how do they do it? I don't know.
Let me ask you this. This question is,
or do they just raise
fighter regular pay?
They just raise purses.
Yeah, purses up.
And there is no pay-per-view points anymore because, the deal is the deal. So, like, the UFC's not getting any more money from Paramount, if whether they get more subscriptions or not. And, that 7.7 billion is what it is.
Sure. That's true. What do you think about this? How much of effect do you think that Jake Paul made on the decision for going with Paramount? I know it's a crazy question, but with him having, like, the Netflix deal to show his fights with MVP, how do you feel like that influenced the decision of Dana White to go to Paramount Plus instead of staying on ESPN? Do you think he had to have looked at numbers from that end and saying, like, okay, this Tyson versus Jake Paul did freaking 100 million views and whatnot. Yeah, that's the most views that any pay-per-view's ever done in the UFC. Maybe we should go this route, There had to have been a strategy behind getting away from the pay-per-view model and going to a streaming service where they're going to have to rely on viewer numbers.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who knows if I think I don't know. I don't think that Jake Paul necessarily, like, or even boxing or any of those events on Netflix, but, like, these streaming services have to have live sports now.
Yeah.
Right. Like, that is where all this is kind of going. Like, the NFL's on Prime. The NFL was on Paramount Plus. The NFL and was on Netflix, right? Christmas Day.
Yep.
Obviously, the one-off kind of boxing events, but that's kind of what Netflix said when we started talking about this whole thing, is that Netflix didn't want to get into consistently having live sports. They wanted to have like one-off big events.
Yep.
But every streaming service is kind of getting into having live sports. And so Paramount, like, obviously they kind of, to keep up with the Joneses, if you will, like, they need to get involved in that too.
Sure.
So I think it benefits Paramount. And then, I don't know. I mean, the ESPN was locked in with their last deal with ESPN, but who knows how long, this stuff changes so rapidly.
Sure.
Like, technology and streaming and the internet, like, it changes so much that who knows, like, when they started looking at this or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think they just look at it as how do we get the most eyes on it and make the most amount of money at the same time.
Sure.
And I think if you can get the money, and who knows, maybe there is some incentive deal.
There has to be. There has to be something back in that we just don't know yet. They just announced the good stuff first, and they'll hold off on the other stuff later. I did see a question too that I was reading, maybe from one of those chats or something we're in. They were talking about what would be next for like the PFL. Like with the ESPN deal going away from the UFC, the ESPN also has rights to the PFL. Is that going to affect them and almost essentially like eliminate them, because everybody's going to leave ESPN Plus and go to Paramount Plus to watch fights, almost similar to what's happened to ONE FC and Amazon with the Amazon Prime stuff. Like Amazon Prime is one of the most popular things in the world. Everybody has fucking Amazon Prime.
Right. Well, yeah.
But no,
in the US for sure.
But the ONE FC is still losing money.
Right. I don't know. I mean, the PFL, dude. It's hard to say like what's up with the PFL, because I said this to you in the text earlier today. Like, when we were talking about like fighter pay specifically, if the fucking PFL pays so much goddamn money, like everybody claims that they do, then why is Pitbull coming over to the UFC? Why is Aaron Pico coming to the UFC? Why is Patchy Mix coming to the UFC? Like, I just.
Kayla Harrison. Why are these people coming to the UFC? Because they're losing money. It's inevitable. They're not
I don't. Yeah, the product isn't as good, obviously. And then, I mean, dude, their marketing is trash. Like, I swear to God, I feel like compared to an average person, I'm way more plugged in to MMA news and events, like 100 times more than the average person. And a lot of times I don't even know if that PFL's on until the day of.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck is that?
It comes on at like 1.
Yeah, what even is that? It comes on at 2:00 in the afternoon. What are we talking about here?
The most mind-blowing thing is they have one of the best heavyweights of all time under their promotion.
Yeah,
and we've seen him fight.
He fought once. Yeah, he's fought MMA one time. He beat the brakes off some other dude that's trash. And
now they just don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, what do you do? They don't have anybody
from the fight. Francis was complaining because the owner of the PFL wasn't even at the PFL Africa's like inaugural tournament event.
They don't even care. Who knows, dude? But like, to me, I don't see. I don't know. Who knows, man? But I will say, like, I think overall this is good for the PFL because, they get $7.7 billion. Overall, that's good for the sport of MMA and any other promotions, big promotions that try to rival it. They could stay with ESPN, and be ESPN's like prime MMA promotion.
Yeah.
Or if they were to go somewhere else, it would probably benefit them, in my opinion, since like, I don't think their, more frequent events are all that great. Like, it would probably benefit them to work out like a multi-platform deal. And then they have like their big events on like Netflix. Yeah. And then have your more regular events on ESPN or but somewhere else.
A big event for the PFL is like fucking last week's fight night for the UFC, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of, but like, if you could get like an Ngannou fight, like if you book an Ngannou fight and then sell that to Netflix.
Yeah, that's true. Just sell the right to that event only.
Yeah.
I could see Jake Paul buying. I know it sounds crazy, but I could see him.
Isn't he signed to the PFL technically?
I think he's technically like an investor or something.
Yeah, what the fuck even is that?
And you may be right on that. They may end up doing something like that because
I feel like that would benefit them.
Yeah, it would.
I really do.
But they have to do one-off events, and they have to just do big ones. Like,
yeah,
Every event the PFL throws has to have a big name on it if they want to be profitable.
Yeah, show all your stars, show your best fighters, actually market it.
Yep.
Like actually market it and promote it.
Yeah.
You know,
they're getting robbed by these fighters right now.
They tweet a single flyer the day of the fight, and they're like fucking the Battle of Champions. You're like, holy shit, it's like the biggest event of the year. That shit's in 6 hours. I'm just finding out now. Like how
I just woke up and it starts at 9.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 11:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. There's a fucking PFL event.
Battle of the fucking gods on a Tuesday morning at 11 a.m.
Yeah. But I don't,
I mean, it's crazy to see them finally go away from the pay-per-view model. It's been since 1996 or 3 or something like that. That they've been with the pay-per-view model, and then it's going away.
It is kind of
for fans. It's great for fans.
It's great for fans. And here's a direct quote. So Mark Shapiro is TKO president.
Yeah.
I looked up the CNBC. They posted an article from his time on TV there today. And I quote, he said, what's on pay-per-view anymore? Boxing? Movies on DirecTV? It's an outdated, antiquated model. So it was Paramount to us. Forgive the pun. Where it's one-stop shopping, especially for our younger fans in flyover states, when they find out, wait, if I just sign up for Paramount Plus for $12.99 a month, I'm going to automatically get UFC's numbered fights and the rest of the portfolio. That's a message we want to amplify.
Beautiful.
So that's what the other thing I was saying to you earlier today, in response to the point of wait until this shit's $40 a month or whatever.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
They're telling you that was a big reason why they went this way, was to keep it.
Was WrestleMania on Paramount Plus?
Peacock,
that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, Peacock. I
think that was another option we thought about too, because the WWE has Peacock rights.
Well, WWE's Peacock, but then Monday Night Raw's on Netflix, and then so the WWE's kind of weird right now because they have so many different
SmackDown, ECW, or a couple different
NXT, and then apparently now I was talking to my father-in-law about this. I'm not super deep into the wrestling thing, but there's even promotions under NXT, like lower level promotions under NXT, which is really their kind of training ground. And there's little smaller ones underneath of that, but under the WWE banner. So yeah, and I think some of that's on ESPN too. I think WWE is on ESPN.
But hey, overall though, it's good for the fans. It's good for just literally everything in general, UFC, because like he said, it's we got to get with the new age, and the new age pay-per-view model. People are these kids in college. You think they're buying pay-per-views?
Right. Well, and maybe that is part of it. Maybe they're thinking it's going to be so much more money because if we just do this, people will stop pirating it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'll start pirating and just pay $12.99 and get everything.
Yeah, there was there was so many people in those TikTok comments that were $12.99. I'm still pirating.
Cheap ass motherfuckers. Right?
Yeah,
dude, that person Paramount Plus, dude. My mother-in-law does, so it's I don't even have to pay for it.
Those people you would never get back, no matter what. They're just never going to be happy, no matter what. But yeah, it's huge. 4 big events on CBS. Like I said, that's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
A lot. And dude, my father-in-law said tonight, if I see it on tape on the TV, I'm definitely going to watch it. But he's not going to go into ESPN and watch it and just watch that.
Kind of gives me Spike TV vibes, the old days where
key.
Yeah.
Fox. It was on Fox Sports and Spike TV.
Spike TV.
Yeah. Spike TV was lit, dude.
Yeah, Spike TV is amazing, bro.
Yeah. They were talking about that actually. Pat McAfee brought that up on his show today when he had Dana White on. He brought up Spike TV. Pat McAfee was fucking Spike TV, dude. Spike TV was awesome.
It was awesome, dude.
It was awesome. That's honestly when I first started watching the UFC was Spike TV, because it was like we weren't buying no pay-per-views as a kid. Like, I wasn't convincing my dad to buy pay-per-views. That shit was not happening ever. Like, we were always the ones, like, WrestleManias, SummerSlams, Royal Rumble for WWE. Like, I had to watch Monday Night Raw and see it in the 2-minute, you'd see the little 2-minute replay.
I had to fucking wait till it came out on VHS. And then I would go and buy the VHS. And then I'd get to rewatch the pay-per-view that happened. Yeah. I remember when they did the Playboy Bunny like match where it was like all of the divas. And I was like, Mom, I gotta buy this VHS pay-per-view WWE. I didn't tell her which one it was, but I knew which one it was.
But that's like, dude, that's a thing of the past. And that's the thing. Like, so now you have people, like that to where like you would never watch it normally because it's just not as available to you. Like, you're not going to go out of your way. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it. But now it's like, if I'm just flipping through the channels and it's, UFC 350 is on CBS, I'm watching.
You know what they're probably going to do? They're just going to raise ticket prices to go to the event and make it up on the back. They're just probably thinking like, yeah, maybe. You know what? We'll just tack on another $100. It already costs $1,000 to go. Might as well just make it $1,100. Fuck it.
We'll see, dude. We'll see. I mean, that's a whole different. That's a whole different beast. But we'll see. Yeah, they should. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. Everything about this is good. The fighter pay thing, I'm curious about. We'll see how that. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what that's like. It looks like UFC. So let's see. What did he say? So it was important for Ellison to buy the entire UFC package. Guy from Paramount, buy the entire UFC package given the scarcity of sports rights available in the coming years, with Formula One rights likely earmarked for Apple and Major League Baseball waiting until 2028 to reorganize its major media packages. There won't be many top-shelf sports assets coming to market for Paramount to acquire. UFC is a unicorn asset that comes up about once a decade. So, I mean, he's right. I feel like he kind of was like, we got to get into sports. What sports can we get into? Fuck, there's none available for us to get into. Holy shit, the UFC?
Yeah, might as well, right?
You got
I see a funny tweet right now. This is kind of hilarious. It's another meme. And it says UFC prices under Joe Biden, $80. UFC prices under Donald Trump, $0. He did it again.
Oh, of course, dude. Of course. But yeah, man. So anyway, don't forget, we're gonna break this episode. I'm gonna break this episode up into 2 videos for the YouTube. So if you're watching, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like the video, leave us a comment, share what you think about ESPN's new stream rights deal 2026 Paramount Plus, $12.99 a month, no more pay-per-view. Let's go. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple, just sit back and relax. I'm going to put the whole thing all together so you only get one long episode. YouTube, find the next video. UFC 319
Here we go.
Is this Saturday.